entered another session of Mobile Money Thursday, where I will be having an interview of successful digital businessmen and women to come tell us how their smartphones were instrumental to their success so far. Welcome to this edition of Mobile Money Thursday, where I teach you how to make money online with your smartphone. So we've entered another session of Mobile Money Thursday, where I will be having an interview of successful digital businessmen and women to come tell us how their smartphones were instrumental to their success so far. We have someone I admire so much for his coordination, his cleanness, everything, his content, his composure, his business model, and everything that he does online. He will be talking to us how his smartphone was instrumental to his success so far. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to host Fee Stephen Michael.
Hi, so my name is Fee Stephen Michael. I'm a digital media consultant. I build and grow profitable digital assets for brands, and I teach others how to do the same. Basically, every brand needs to have some certain kinds of assets, especially online, to be able to get to that point that is called profitable. There are certain assets that you must have for you to become profitable. So I build those type of assets for brands. I grow those type of assets for brands, and also teach other people how to do the same thing.
That was nice. Again, like I said, I admire this guy. Alright, so Fee, what would you say is your greatest achievement so far in business?
Okay, so my greatest achievement in business, well, this answer for me will not be quite conventional, but personally, I really think my biggest achievement and my greatest achievement in business is raising people. As much as that is not sounding very monetary, profit-wise, and things like that, I personally believe is my greatest achievement. Being able to raise people that can, do the same kind of things that I do, that can serve in my stead if I'm not available, or if for some reason I'm not around, or I'm occupied with something else. Being able to raise people that can do that for me, I really believe is my biggest achievement. Reason being that allows me to not only multiply my efforts, but also empower other people that would otherwise not have been empowered through that means. So for me, I would say my greatest achievement in business is raising other people. Very important.
Wow, so I would actually have expected him to talk about the monetary achievement, but like I said, this guy, he's different, right? So Fee, as a 7-figure business, how have your smartphone contributed to your success? Over to you.
The major way my smartphone has helped and has contributed to my success is its ability to give me access to on-the-go learning. So learning on the go, so I can learn from anywhere that I am, at any point that I am. I can just go ahead and learn because I have a mobile device with me. So with my phone, I have my phone right here with me, right? If I have a course, or if I have a training I'm taking that I have a deadline for example, a personal deadline, because most of the trainings we have right now online are learning at your pace. That's another danger. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. The danger of learning at your pace. It's easy for you to not complete what you're doing at your pace, okay? Because life on its own, time on its own does not move at your pace. Yes, you can learn at your pace, and that is an amazing thing, but it's something that needs careful thought. It needs careful consideration for you to really get it successfully. So as I'll say, the major way my smartphone has allowed me to really grow into the kind of business entrepreneur that I am right now, the kind of person that I am right now, is that ability to give me, to afford me with the luxury of learning from anywhere that I am. I call it learning without permission, and maybe I'll talk about that later.
We are still talking about smartphones. So what would you say are your 3 top business smartphone applications?
Okay, my top 3 business apps. My top 3 business apps. Now there are several apps coming to my mind because I think at the moment I have give or take about a 70 something applications on my phone, which is a lot. I've thought about it and I'm like, okay, I'll take a day and remove some of these things. But after going through them, I see what each of them is doing. I'm not saying that now having so many applications on your phone does not make you more productive than another person. It's not in the number of applications. So if I show you my phone right now, each of the applications, if you call the name, I'll tell you exactly what it does for me. Exactly what it does for me. So I have like rules of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each of these pages has 30, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one is not complete. So you can calculate on your own how many applications I have, right? But then, like I said, the number of applications doesn't mean you are productive or you're more productive than another person. Okay, it all depends on what you're using each of them for. And for me, I know what each of them is doing for me. There are some applications here that I don't use for a whole day. There are some that I use every day. There are some that, I get to use on demand. Okay, but very quickly, I think from the top of my head, the 3 applications I can see at my top, right? The first one I'll talk about is Chrome. Now, this is a very simple application, and some people will be saying, I'm sure he's going to call some very deep applications for us, applications we've never heard before. But no, for me, there's some applications I use and I'll tell you what I use them for and why I consider them my top applications. The first one for me is Chrome, Google Chrome, right? Now, I use Google Chrome for everything browsing for me. So I love the way it synchronizes with the cloud, synchronizes with my laptop and everything, allows me to browse on the go. So I use Google Chrome majorly to get information. Google Chrome is like my first source of information. I go ahead and I search, I go ahead and I get necessary information concerning my niche, concerning my industry. I search for what other people are doing, I search for what is in vogue, I search for trends, things like that. I use Google Chrome for that. Now, the second application I will consider my top business application is Keep, Google Keep. Now, I personally use Google Keep as my notes application. There are some people that use Evernote, there are some people that use, there are several notes out there. Some people use their default phone notes, which I normally do not advise, but I use Google Keep as my notes application. So after getting something from Chrome, what I do is the ones that are relevant to me, because Chrome it gives you access to the entire internet, and it's not everything on the internet that is necessary for you. It's not everything on the internet that is necessary for you as a person or for me as a person. So I just select the ones that are necessary for me and I take them to Keep. Okay, the ones that I would like to do something about, I'll take them to Keep. I'll just write notes about them and just keep them there on Google Keep. Now, the third application I would say is a top business application for me is Trello. Trello is a project management application I use. It allows me to plan something I'm about to do. So I plan projects. So you can see the order now. I get a vast number of information on Chrome. I bring out the ones that are relevant to me on Keep, and then I change what is relevant to me into action points on Trello. Then I can take action through Trello step by step. So these are the 3 things, and this is the order at which I use them a lot. I use them practically every single day to organize my work, to allow me to really carry out tasks, and also delegate the ones that are necessary to be delegated.
Okay, now honestly, Fee, would you admit to have been addicted to your smartphone? And if yes, how were you able to turn your addiction to an advantage? I guess our audience would love to hear this answer.
Okay, can I admit to being addicted to my smartphone? But I wouldn't say I'm addicted. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to my smartphone because I think the best definition of addiction I know is a something that you almost have no control over, something that you're so drawn to or you're so in tune with that you don't have any control over. I'm confident that I have full control over the way I use my smartphone, so I can decide when I want to use it and when I do not want to use it. So no, I'm not addicted, but I would say I use my smartphone more than the average person. Like, I use it a lot. Most of the things I do are mobile friendly, so I use it a lot, and I've been able to turn this to my advantage still by learning without permission. I think maybe I should just talk about this, right? Learning without permission is what I refer to as your ability to go above and beyond everything that you're being taught without any external motivation. Let me take that again. Learning without permission is your ability to go above and beyond everything that you have been taught without any external motivation. So most times we get to learn some things from people and we stop exactly where they stopped. It's difficult for you to be great if the place you stopped is exactly the place that every other person stopped. So what I do is, I think the major way my smartphone has been turned to my advantage is that I'm able to learn from different sources. I'm able to learn when I'm on social media because I've been able to audit my friends to make sure that there are people that are giving me value. So I'm able to learn on social media. I'm able to learn through courses, through applications. So I just have an educational ecosystem around using my smartphone. So there's no time that I'll pick up my smartphone and go through it from beginning to the end without learning something new. And it's something that I created deliberately. So that is how I am able to turn my above average use of my smartphone to my advantage.
Thank you so much, Fee, for honoring this interview. Now, would you mind giving the newbies in digital business one piece of advice that has helped you so far?
Okay, so for newbies in the digital business industry, right? One thing that I would say that is really important is something that I first of all heard from someone I honor and respect a lot. His name is John Obidi, and he said something. He said that in this our field, and that is just the truth, in this our field, only the best is recognized, and only the best is handsomely rewarded. So if you're entering the digital business industry, enter with the mindset to become the best. Now, it will take you time. For some people it's shorter, for some people it's longer. It will take you a period of time, a period of refining, a period of getting used to what's going on in here. But enter with the mindset to be the best. This is the mindset that drives me. This is the mindset that pushes me. I do not have any plan to be a second best. Now, it doesn't mean I'm the best yet. Of course, it doesn't mean I'm not the best either. And the things that I do, my goal is always to become the best, to be the best. So that pushes me to put in more effort than any other person would. That pushes me to stay up more than some other person would stay up. While someone else is sleeping, I'm up trying to make sure that things are being done for me to get to the point that I need to be. So enter with the mindset of being the best. And then one thing that you need to be the best is to truly learn without permission. To truly learn without permission. And the last point of every profitable learning is action. The last point of every profitable learning is action. That means no matter what you learn, no matter what you go through, if you have not taken action, that learning process is not yet complete. So no matter the amount of courses you take, and there are lots of courses on digital tools, digital platforms, things like that. So no matter how many of those things you take, if you have not taken action, these things are not complete. So it's important you get to know these things. And if you're just entering in the digital business industry with this information, right, you should be able to have a headway and make something great for yourself. It's still a large industry. Anybody can still come in. Just depends on what you're able to sacrifice. Are you able to drink of this cup? Just depends on what you're able to sacrifice. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate, and I'm glad that I am a part of this channel. Frederick is doing something really amazing. You're doing something really amazing, and trying to make sure that people really turn their smartphone addiction into profitable businesses, into a way of even earning for themselves, into becoming productive more and more with their smartphone. It's an amazing work you're doing. Keep it up, and I truly celebrate you. Thank you.
And that was Fee Steven telling us how his smartphone has been instrumental to his success. Next week on Mobile Money Thursday, we are going to be hosting another influencer who will be telling us his own experience on how his smartphone or her smartphone was instrumental or has contributed to his or her success in business so far. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to watch more videos on my channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, this is the best time to follow my channel, because we are going to be unloading lots of valuable content for you. So subscribe right now and hit the bell icon to turn on notification. Now this actually gets YouTube to notify you whenever I release a fresh video. Thank you for watching.